I mean, the obvious is being grateful for my health, and you know, it's something that I do my best, and I'm not perfect by any means, but I do my best not to take it for granted. Like the fact that I'm able to move my neck even as much as I can, and that I'm not in pain. Like I'm very grateful that, honestly, I wake up every day. There are bad days once in a while where my neck will be stiff and my traps will be tight or whatever when I get up. But for the most part, I wake up pain-free, and I wrestled almost exactly 20 years. I started in July 1995, and my last match is June 2015. It's very close to exactly 20 years at a very high-paced, high-impact style for pretty much the duration of that career from the beginning to the end. So I'm grateful that I'm pretty much pain-free. And honestly,
especially after the injury. Like, by the way, was the worst case scenario with your injury that you couldn't move your limbs, or was it that you would die?
Worst case was death. Worst case was death.
Dude.
I was getting, the nurse was the one who finally said that to me. I was getting a little bit antsy because they were, and this is a totally different subject, but they were waiting on an airlift. They were working on an airlift, and we were in Texas, and they were bringing me back to Tampa, and they would inject me with blood thinners and do all this stuff and come check my vitals. And I wasn't on any painkillers or anything while I was there. I just was uncomfortable. I was in a collar, and I was just in a pain, but not enough that I needed a painkiller or anything. I'm just sitting there, and after the second day of maybe we're gonna get out of here, but then we don't, I was started to get a little agitated, and I said, man, I just want to go home. And then the nurse came in. She said, sir, I don't think you understand. Your C2, which is the ligament that holds the C2 in place, is what ruptured on my injury. The C2 controls your breathing. She said, sir, I only laugh because of how crazy it is, but she was like, when you landed, you should have suffocated to death on impact.
Wow.
And I was like, oh. And then she said 99% of people that survive this are quadriplegic. She said, somehow you didn't suffocate to death. And somehow you're not a quadriplegic. Please understand we're trying to help you. I wasn't being belligerent. I just was starting to get a little, and then that brought everything right back to reality. And I was like, you know what? Did you guys switch this bed while we were talking? Because this bed just got so comfortable. And this TV I was complaining about is perfect.